Hayabusa, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
All civilians have been evacuated. Any armed soldiers down there are fair game.
The hostages are in the Prime Minister's residence, right?
Yes. I'll monitor the situation and guide you from the air. Be careful, Hayabusa.
Target sighted. It's the Ninja. Then back up.
Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge from the Ninja Master Collection. Now, I could have made a video about all three that's included in the Master Collection, but in my opinion, I don't really see any point in making a video or including the first two Ninja Gaidens included in the Master Collection. The reason being is those versions that Tecmo included in the collection are shit, and this is probably, in my opinion, the only game worth playing out of the three from that collection. I'm not saying that Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2 are shit games. Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2 are absolutely fantastic games, and they are actually better games than Ninja Gaiden 3. Ask any Ninja Gaiden fan and they will tell you that. But in this collection, they are not worth mentioning because they are the inferior Sigma versions. Tecmo could have easily included Ninja Gaiden Black for Ninja Gaiden 1. Ninja Gaiden 2, the Xbox 360 version, is far better than the PS3 Sigma version, in my opinion, and it seems like that's the opinion of many Ninja Gaiden fans. When they released the Ninja Master Ninja Collection, whatever the fuck it's called, there was, it was kind of out in the open that they would not be including the original Ninja Gaiden 2 or the Ninja Gaiden Black version, and that they were going with the Sigma versions. There was obviously a lot of outcry amongst Ninja Gaiden fans, and for good reason too. So, for that reason, I'm not really going to talk about Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2 from the collection, and I'm only focusing on Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge because, like I said before, in my opinion, it's the only one that's actually worth playing. I'm not saying that the Ninja Gaiden Sigma 1, Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 in the collection are terrible games. You know, I'm not saying that they're unplayable. They are playable, they are fun games, they are good games. But when you've experienced or when you've played and gone through Ninja Gaiden, the original Ninja Gaiden that was released on the Xbox, and then Ninja Gaiden Black, and now you can actually re-experience Ninja Gaiden Black on your current gen systems through backwards compatibility and Ninja Gaiden 2, there's, in my opinion, absolutely no point in playing the Sigma versions, because the Sigma versions, they changed a lot of things. They changed the gore, they changed certain things. I think they included more challenges and stuff, but yeah, when I played Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 on the PS3, thinking and hoping that because the PS3 was, you know, when it comes down to specs, was a better, a more powerful console than the 360, and it was using Blu-ray, I expected a big difference, and well, not really a big difference, but a noticeable difference between the two versions. And what we got was, instead of heads lobbing off and arms being chopped off, we got purple mist and shit. So it was kind of disappointing. It was fun, but it wasn't something that I would go back and go through all that, time and effort to play it again and see it through to the end. But anyway, back to Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge from the Ninja Master Collection, and I have to say that this is definitely the best game out of the 3 games, and the only one worth playing in my opinion, because you just get that Ninja Gaiden feel from it. There's no other game out there that gives you that Ninja Gaiden feel, and the Ninja Gaiden feel is basically fast action, brutal combat, very twitchy movements, and the way Tecmo do it is they combine all of that twitchy movements, the fast-paced action, and the brutality and the moves, and they make it look so cool. Honestly, some of these moves that the Ryu Hayabusa and company do in this game are epic and very brutal. I mean, the brutality in this game is second to none. Nothing currently available on the current gens comes close to the brutality and the fast-paced action that this game delivers. Now, I must admit, a lot of people leave really bad reviews on places like the Xbox Marketplace. I wanted to actually include some of those reviews because it was actually those reviews that kind of motivated me to make a video of Ninja Gaiden 3, but there's no point. They pretty much say the same thing. A lot of people are saying that it just doesn't make sense. Fiends are fighting alongside soldiers and demons and whatnot. And I get it. We all, as Ninja Gaiden fans, we miss that Eastern Oriental feel that the game brought. The music was somewhat Eastern inspired, and the scenarios, the settings, the story was very the plot, even though there's not, these games don't run on the plot. They are basically designed for the player to just switch their brain off, grab the controller, get into the game, and just kick ass basically. But yeah, a lot of the reviews say the same thing, and this, it's that, blah blah blah. One reviewer claimed that you could actually complete the entire game just by button mashing or pressing one button all the way through, which I tried, and honestly, if you have the Kusuragami weapon, I think it's called, I'm sorry if I just butchered that name, but you can actually get quite far just by pressing Y again and again and again and again and again. But that's it though. It takes you that, to a certain point, and beyond that you can't do it. You come to a boss battle, you try spamming Y, it's just not gonna work. You've got to time the blocks. You've got to time the slide. I can't remember what the slide function is actually called. But dodge, sorry. You've got to time the dodge, you've got to time the blocks, and you've got to learn certain combos with certain weapons to a degree to get the most out of this game. And once you begin to invest a little bit of time into learning said moves and combos, it definitely gets more better, and you become more invested into the game. The other thing that this game does really well is the sheer brutality and chaos it brings. Honestly, when you play, if you was to play the story mode, which if you haven't played this game, I would recommend definitely going through the story mode first. The plot is absolute shite, proper shite, compared to the previous games. The story is just top-notch bollocks. The plot and the story do not in absolutely no fucking way motivate the player to proceed. It's just proper bullshit. But once you get past the story, you unlock some weapons, costumes, you raise your XP and unlock moves. Once you get to that point, and then you start playing the Ninja Trials. Now the Ninja Trials they are fucking hard, honestly. They are really fucking hard. I don't know who came up with this, but oof. When you play the Ninja Trials, it actually feels like you're in an abusive relationship. You get your ass whooped, but you love it. It's wicked, honestly. But yeah, the Ninja Trials are really chaotic. At times, really chaotic. And pretty much, not at times, but all the time, really frustrating as well. I highly recommend, first off, I wouldn't recommend getting the collection unless it's on sale. And whenever I have seen it on sale, it's not really been at the ideal price where I think to myself, yeah, I would get it. But I think if you was to go and pick up a pre-owned copy of this Ninja Gaiden Master Collection, it should be quite cheap now. But I would only recommend getting it simply and only for Ninja Gaiden 3. Ninja Gaiden 3 in the collection looks the best, plays the best, and you get the most fun out of it as well. You will get a lot of fun from Ninja Gaiden Sigma 1 and 2, but this, just in my opinion, it just whoops their ass, because they included all of the gore, and it's the revised version of Ninja Gaiden 3. The original Ninja Gaiden 3 that was released came out to piss poor reviews and came out to a lot of backlash from long-standing Ninja Gaiden fans. And then they went back and they released the Razor's Edge version. Now I remember playing the original Ninja Gaiden 3, and I'm not gonna, sugarcoat it. It was fucking terrible. You only had one weapon that you could go through the entire game with and just unlock moves for that single weapon. A lot of the gore was removed. It was very limited when it came to I think they used to call it steel to bone or something. But yeah, and then they went back. They included more modes. They included most of the weapons that were available in the previous games. They included, I can't remember if, it must have been in the 360 and PS3 versions, but in this version, the one that's in the collection, you've got, when you can play the campaign, the story mode, with Ayane, Kasumi, Momiji, Momoji, whatever the fuck she's called, and Ryu himself. I think that's it. And you can do all the Ninja Trials with all of these different characters as well. Now they each handle a little bit differently. It's pretty much all the same, but then again they're a little bit different. Momoji is a bit slower than Ayane and Kasumi, and it's understandable why, because Momoji's weapon is like this big staff with a massive fucking blade at the end. Ayane and Kasumi, Kasumi has like a small sword, and Ayane has like two small blades, daggers if you will. And Ayane and Kasumi pretty much handle and behave very similar to if you've played games like Dead or Alive 4, Dead or Alive 5, 6. If you've played any of those games, then you'll realise that Kasumi and Ayane, they're quite fast and they're quite like sort of quite speedy, you know what I mean, quite light on the feet. Ryu is probably the only balanced character and the one that you get the more options with. You have more options. You can change his costumes. You can change his weapons. Momoji, whatever the fuck she's called, Momiji, her, Kasumi and Ayane, you don't really get that option of switching up the weapons, but they have included different costumes for them. Not that that makes any difference. But yeah, when you play the Ninja Trials, this game really comes to life. It's very chaotic, it's brutal. The kills, the finishing moves are absolutely insane. And when you get the hang of it, it just makes you feel really good. And what you're seeing on screen, all this hectic chaos and arms flying off and heads lobbing off and guys with rockets from out of the screen, just pinpoint accuracy with these fucking big rocket launchers. Like, how the fuck can they do that? But yeah, it's happening, and who gives a shit? I just need to get my ass over there and kill these motherfuckers. But yeah, it's fantastic, honestly. Out of the 3 games, probably because the other 2 games are inferior versions of themselves, maybe that's why this game shines, out of the 3. Or maybe it's because there's a lack of brutal, chaotic hack and slashes in this day and age. I'm not really sure, but this game really does come to life. So there was a massive change in the overall direction of Ninja Gaiden from Black and Ninja Gaiden 2, the Xbox 360 version. Also Ninja Gaiden Sigma Season 2. They changed the way you save games, they changed the story. I mean, Ninja Gaiden 3, the plot, the story has absolutely nothing to do with the overall plot of the first and second game. And they changed the way you save games. You no longer go to these mystical dragon-looking statues and save your progress there. A bird comes down and it's like this stupid fucking falcon is just waiting for you, and it just flies down at certain points, and that's how you save the game. It's pretty fucking basic. They introduced a new stealth section where if you was to hold the joystick very lightly, push it forward or whatever direction, Ryu Hayabusa can actually turn invisible. And it's really stupid this, right? Because at the start of the game they make you use, this is in the campaign that I'm talking about, they make you use this stealth move, and after you use it for the first time you head into battle again, fight a few more soldiers, carry on fighting them, and then the next section is one where it's complete smoke and all you can see are the lasers from the enemy guns, and you're supposed to walk really slow so they can't see you and you kill them. And that is the only time this game makes you use the stealth function. After that, the stealth function goes out of the fucking window and you're back to just fucking being brutal again, which I'm glad, because that stealth section was just completely, it just felt out of place and it just felt like complete fucking nonsense.
Roger.
So the one thing that actually really puts me off from playing Ninja Gaiden 3 is this new, I don't know how to word it, kind of health system that they introduced. It's like a risk reward kind of, supposed to be risk reward type of system. But say you go into battle, you've got full health bar, and the more damage you take, not only do you lose health, but the actual health bar goes smaller, it shrinks. And at times it was very frustrating because you start a boss battle with a full health and you spent all this time upgrading your health, and you've got the long bar now, you've got maximum health, and each time you take damage, which is pretty hard, I mean for your average player it's pretty hard not to take damage in this game, but each time you take damage that health bar shrinks. So when you finally do a section, say you're going in just before a boss battle and you've taken a lot of damage, and that's happened quite a lot to me when I was personally playing it, and from the full maximum health you've now shrunk to, say, I don't know, maybe a little bit less or something. Now the more you progress in the boss battle, and the boss battles in this game are something that I want to touch upon as well, but the more you progress in the boss battle, the more damage you get each time your health bar shrinks. And to me it was just completely pointless. I just didn't understand. I never got a feel for it. I mean, there are games with a lot of risk reward, and then you've got Neo, you've got Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, games like that where there's a lot of risk reward involved. But here it just didn't make sense. You want the player to have fun, or you want to keep penalizing the player for taking damage? Do you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is it, Tecmo? That was something that really kind of sort of fucking grated on me a lot in this game. It was one of the reasons why I actually couldn't complete the game in the hardest setting, Master Ninja difficulty or whatever it was called. I got, to a certain point, I got to the end, and the end level, it just starts throwing boss battle after boss battle on you until you finally come across the main boss. Now that isn't something that's new to Ninja Gaiden 3 or unique to it or specific to it. There's so many game developers that have done that in the past as well, but the way it's done is just completely fucking stupid. The boss battles are actually probably some of the lamest boss battles that I have actually come across, going from the really epic creative boss battles from the first, and then some okay and some average ones in the second, to just going completely batshit fucking stupid in the third one, where you've got a spider robot tank that you can't damage the front two legs, but you have to damage the four back legs, and each time you damage a leg, the leg explodes, and if you're standing too close to the leg, it takes a bit of your health. So not only is this fucking stupid spider tank thing, firing bullets at you, but it's also firing rockets, and then when you get too close, it releases some fucking electric energy EMP beam or some shit, which electrocutes you and you go flying back and you take damage. But then you got to deal with these fucking legs, and then at the end, to kill it off, you've got to jump on the back and stab it, and it's just absolutely fucking stupid. It wasn't fun, in my opinion. It wasn't fun. Fighting with the masked guy that looks like he's from fucking Eyes Wide Shut, that was pretty good. There was a few other boss battles that were okay, but then fighting a fucking T-Rex that can, it's like you have 3 levels of one fight. So you go through the first section, and then the T-Rex ends up getting a little bit stronger. I don't know, something happens to it, and then by the end, the only way you can damage the T-Rex is by hitting its face on the nose, because the rest of the body is now metallic for some reason. I have no idea. But yeah, it was just, the boss battles in this game compared to the first two were very, very fucking lame, in my opinion. Is it worth getting the Ninja Gaiden Master Collection just to play 3? I would probably say yeah, only if you can get a pre-owned version and quite cheap. It's not worth the full asking price, especially because the first two games are not, you know, the original ones, they're the Sigma versions. Now, it depends really, you may have preferred the Sigma versions over the original. If so, then yeah, it's definitely, you know, it's a no-brainer. It's definitely worth getting. But for me, I only kind of sort of lean towards Ninja Gaiden 3 in the Master Collection. So for me, it's not really worth recommending it to anybody unless you're getting it dead cheap, like a pre-owned copy or something. The other thing is that there isn't anything currently on the newer systems or even in the foreseeable future that comes close to this type of game, the hack and slash, you know, fast-paced action type game. And Ninja Gaiden 3, when it comes to just the gameplay, it does deliver. Story and everything else is a bit lame. Some of the scenarios are a bit lame compared to the first two. I think we were kind of spoiled with the first two, but apart from that, you haven't really got much to compare it with nowadays. And going back and seeing this, I'm glad they actually did re-release it. But going back and looking at this, you know, it just gives you an idea of what used to be, you know, fun back then. But yeah, if like me, you like Ninja Gaiden 3, then yeah, definitely go out and get yourself a cheap pre-owned version, cheap pre-owned copy. But definitely no point paying the full price. It just doesn't make sense. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.